What is up? Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being a part of the stream. It's glad to. Let's start that over again. It's been a while, but I figured let's come back before the draft because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. How you doing, everybody? How's everybody
You haven't
doing?
been gone that long, bro.
Wonderful.
Oh, he fell off the horse and got amnesia.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I get. That's what I get. I'm a mid-card streamer, you know. So I gotta go. I'm just embracing what I am. What's everybody been up to today? As far as anything new to share with the stream or whatever with your channels or anything, or can we just jump right into the topics?
Jump right in for me.
All right. Sorry if I'm a little rusty, guys. It's been a while. I was going to come in with a big grand entrance and talk about how I missed YouTube, but really I miss the people that support me and the guys in the chat here. So other than that, it is what it is. So
you do your thing, my friend. Do your thing.
We are definitely going to do our thing here. So one of the big stories that was going around the last, I would say, week or so, and it's kind of been a story, I would say, the whole off season, even before I took a break from YouTube, was the Brock Purdy situation as far as injuries and his rehabilitation, and if he's going to make it, what time of the season he's going to make it to. You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be back for early October, early November, whatever? Well, there was a quote from him from Yahoo Sports where he pretty much, at least he was quoted as saying he doesn't know if he's even going to play this year, and that he's taking his recovery, one day at a time. So I guess I want to dissect if we're overblowing this, like the media, or are you guys of the mindset that he'll be fine and he's just trying to play, he's trying to be smart with his answer because he really doesn't know what he's coming back from. Beto?
I think it's being blown out of proportion. I think he's just being optimistic and he's just saying we're taking one day at a time. Nobody knows the future. Quoting Kyle Shanahan 2 years ago, we didn't even know we're going to be alive on Sunday. So to that point, he's just trying to, keep it under wraps. Everything looks good. Social media is going to be social media. They're going to blow things out of proportion. They got to make a story out of something during the off season. Otherwise, people won't tune in. So I can understand the perspective of the social media blowing it up because they want clicks. They want to talk about something during the off season. But until training comes and week one comes and Kyle Shanahan says out of his mouth he won't be coming this year, then we'll either panic or move on from there. But until then, it is just speculation, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of streamers are going all in on it, talking about how it's, we could be looking at what's his name that we signed, the free agent quarterback from the Jets and the Panthers. Help me out, guys.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold could very much be the starter. I heard that running around.
Probably.
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
And that's not,
if Trey gets hurt.
I really hope that's not the option. I just think it's funny that like 7 years into this regime, we're still dealing with quarterback talk. Like we still don't have a solid answer. And it is the most divisive topic in 49er, like not just content creators, but like fans on Twitter. It causes people to break down into like racial arguments and wherever you want to go with it. It's that bad. And it's just kind of sad that we don't have something kind of solidified. So what do you guys think of just how everybody just loses their mind on Twitter and there's like all these different camps of quarterback? Maybe it's the coach. Kyle will be fine with whoever he has back there. I have faith in him. There's people that don't have faith in Kyle and think he's the reason why we have all these quarterback issues. Anybody?
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it. A lot of people aren't because it is a bit of a question mark at arguably or the most important position on the football field. So I do get why some people may be scared, but I'm not. If it's Brock or Trey or Brock or Sam Darnold and spot duty, even perhaps, hopefully it doesn't go that far. But I'm not really too worried. I mean, maybe I'm being optimistic, maybe I'm being a homer, but in reality, that this team has an incredible roster, and we have a quarterback-friendly offense. We have the weapons, and Trey, if it is going to be Trey, for example, he's been putting in the work with Patrick Mahomes. Shout out to Raj. He was on No Boris Sports Show, Ryan's show over here, and he was, basically putting it out that, that Trey Lance has been working so hard to the point that his relatives can't even get a hold of him. So, we'll see, and who knows how, about Brock Purdy goes, who knows how long it may take. I mean, it may not take as long as people think. So even though he said what he said, so we'll see.
And Raj's information came from a very good source.
Oh, he has excellent sources. I've seen his text messages.
Yes. I want to talk about the Brock Purdy news. We kind of glanced over that. Beto got to answer, and I don't know if it's that something to just blow over, because you're talking about, he knows that everybody's listening on every word. He knows that every word he says is going to be scrutinized. If he doesn't, he's kidding himself. And then also you're talking about, he didn't say that he wouldn't be back. I think he's letting everybody know, pump your brakes. I'm looking out for me. So therefore there's no hurry to getting back. And I'm going to make sure that I'm good, which to me doesn't make me think, oh yeah, end of August, like Jack Hammer was talking about. You know what I'm saying? It to me, I think November is better. You know what I mean? That sounds a lot closer, and this is all gauging off of things. It's not like I don't have a time frame, but what I do know is Brock didn't have a big arm beforehand. So to come back from that and be better, he's going to need time. Plus he's missing an off season. So if Brock's sitting at home right now going, oh crap, look at my scouting report, I need to fix this. I need to fix this. I need to fix this. Not only is he looking to come back and throw the ball, I'm sure as he's, doing that, he's going to be working with other people trying to get his game on point before he even steps back onto the field in some sort of capacity to step on the field and start or take over for the 49ers, because there's a book on him. And if he doesn't adapt and change, he can go by the wayside real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy was like this close to going by the wayside.
There is a book on him. You're right. Every defensive coordinator eventually tries to figure out any quarterback that comes out. But the things that he's able to do, the way he's able to improvise, and the way he's able to escape the pocket, and the way he delivers the ball
to the left side.
Huh? Well, there's some things he has to.
Side.
Yes, there's
to
some
the point where in
the
Cowboys game, they were running delayed stunts to that side to try and catch him bailing out of the pocket that way.
Well, he's not perfect, bro, and he's a rookie, 7th round pick. Give him a chance to develop, bro.
I'm not saying this. This is what I'm saying.
He did better than
reason
he
why
did
he's
that.
not coming back in August. That's what I'm saying. This is the reason why he's not coming back in August, because he's going to have to fix some of them things.
Yeah, Trey has 3 years. He can't fix shit.
What's that?
Trey can't fix shit for 3 years. So if he can't fix shit for 3 years, you might have to wait for Brock to go a little further than August.
Who said that?
I did.
Okay.
Didn't you just hear me? I repeat it.
Oh, Beto, that's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
I'm just saying, so Brock goes to the left a little bit. He is, he has to work on that.
It's every time.
How much? What is Trey? So
there's
Trey's
a couple highlights that I saw a highlight reel the other day, and he was actually Ryan. He stepped out to the right and he moved to the right. I remember that Elijah Mitchell into the flat touchdown. I don't know if it was against.
They don't
the Bucs.
see that though, Aaron.
No, but
because it's 2% of the time.
No, I agree. See, but here's the thing with Ryan. I'm not as worried as maybe Ryan is appearing to be, but I understand. Yeah, he was bailing left so often that like they put it in their game plan that they were like you said, they're going to stunt to that side of the field, and he got caught
because that was his weakness. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you do that as a coordinator?
I'm not worried about him in that way, because I think
I'm not blaming the defensive coordinators for doing it.
I'm
saying Brock has things to work on before he steps back on the field, and he can't be working on him with a sling on his arm.
He just got the I don't know if it was yesterday or today. He has the brace has been removed.
Yes.
And now it's all about getting range of motion back before throwing. So eventually his arm's been in like an L shape for the last 4 weeks.
You want to hear a hard take?
Well, every
Brock
week they
Purdy
open
will
it
be
up
back
with
in
degrees
Brock
on it.
Purdy will be back in August, and he'll be ready to go. You heard it from me.
John Lynch made it sound like that the timeline was just
heard that from Jack Hammer.
Parameters.
Well,
John Lynch said that the timeline are really just parameters and that there's no concrete time period.
Especially in football.
But when Kyle was asked about the same thing at the league meetings, he was a little bit more on not the negative side, but more like he doesn't know, and he could be back like Ryan was saying, like sometime in October or November. So you got the coach and the GM a little bit on different sides of the coin on the topic.
I was thinking week 4, way back when he first had the surgery. I was thinking week 4 is probably when he's going to come back. And I still think that. So
yeah, I agree. I think Sam Darnold will start week 1, and then Brock Purdy will come in week 4 and take over.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll beat out Trey. Trust me.
God.
Oh, he'll beat out Trey.
Did you guys
go
see
do a show with Larry?
Did you guys see the? Did you guys see the?
Go with the show with someone that loves
There's
Trey.
a ghost. There's a ghost. Look behind you, Beto.
I think I know what Beto's doing right now. He's playing into the mind. He's playing into the mindset of all the negative people that think Trey ain't worth shit. And listen, Trey has to come in here. Ghostbuster.
What was that? That wasn't me.
That was extremely loud.
Yeah.
Glad we've got all these things going on.
My thing is that we don't even know what the quarterback situation is going to be come draft time.
Correct.
Because, and it's one of the topics, we don't even know. Listen, there's talk that they could move on from Trey Lance. And I know it's Larry Kruger's thing, and he's been kind of going with it, and I'm giving him credit for it because it's not my idea.
He walked it back today. He pretty much walked it all the way back today.
He walked it back, but then he also kind of unwalked it back in a tweet that I just saw before we started streaming.
That guy.
Let me know what Larry said today. I missed it.
So, real quick before you mention, just because somebody talks about Brock, why is he not good? He's not a good content creator. You only listen to those that talk about Trey?
I listen to everybody, but I'm starting to only listen to myself.
It makes no sense.
I like to listen to the guys that are in this room.
Who said talking about Brock doesn't make you a good content creator?
Because Larry's pretty good. I don't know why you guys hate on him.
No, he is. No, I don't hate on him.
I never hated on Larry.
I think he's fantastic.
I don't like him.
It's not that he talked about Brock Purdy. It's that he had such a horrible, wild take. And he wasn't talking about Brock Purdy. He was talking about Trey Lance.
So that's why you don't like him, because he's talking about your boy.
What's wrong with him being a Trey Lance fan? I think that's great. Listen, man, Trey hasn't gotten a fair shot to be the starting quarterback of this team. But there was a report. I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a report that I forgot who the source was, but he said that the team had discussed that maybe he that he was like behind as far as his development, that he was behind in his development, and that they were disappointed in his development. This was way back in January when the noise started to come out only a couple weeks ago from the same source that maybe they trade him during the draft. So listen, I don't know where the smoke's coming from. Every offseason we go through this. We're supposed to sign Aaron Rodgers. We're supposed to sign Tom Brady. It's whatever. Everybody's running with stuff because it's so dead right now with content that people have to make up narratives. It's straight up. That's what it is. I forgot who said that. It might've been Sersky from Real Talk Niner Talk, who says that these that dude Baldy that does Baldy breakdowns, Brian Baldinger.
Yeah.
He's carrying a narrative right now. Like, these guys, listen, man, there's nothing happening right now. The season isn't until September. These guys are looking for clicks and views, just like mid-card streamers like myself do. So, I don't know, man.
You got to do something during the off season.
What's that?
Huh?
You got to do something during the off season to get people to watch.
I agree. I was thinking of doing stuff that was a little R-rated, but then they'll kick me off of YouTube. You guys want to see the light side of the moon? Yee-hee. No,
I don't know.
that's
I didn't have to switch anything up to keep people to keep tuning in. I haven't
Well,
had a
it-
drop off since the season ended, and I haven't, made all these wild takes without, wild baseless claims. So
Those 5 people that watch you, bro, they are faithful.
Mhm.
we got more than 5, bro.
I appreciate
Faithful.
all 22 of you in here right now. Listen, I just want to. I just want to address. I want
Faithful.
to. I want to address the people who not only are on this panel, but people who are in my mentions and people who have talked to me since I left YouTube for a bit. Brian Culp, Dave McNiner, all you guys, Randy. Listen, man. Just because I'm bitching and moaning on Twitter about the state of the YouTube game and the views and that, don't mean I don't appreciate the constant people that have always supported my channel, whether they're in the chat, NWO chat, or they're in the public chat. Like, I do appreciate you guys. It's just that, like, when you put a lot of time into stuff, all of us know, all of us have been on YouTube. It's nice to feel appreciated sometimes. And sometimes maybe some of us just voice it a little bit more than others. And I've always been a person to voice my displeasure, whether people like it or not. So that's what it is. If you don't like to watch and you think I'm a shitty person and a content creator, then don't watch. That's it. That's all right. Whatever.
Plain and simple.
I'm not forcing anybody to be here, but I appreciate everybody that does support me. But we have to be allowed to have opinions on not only sports, but on other stuff too. And we shouldn't be attacked on social media just because we're a little negative. But just want to say that it's slow right now, guys. It's slow. There's not a lot of news. We got the draft coming in less than 2 weeks, and then there's going to be a whole lot of nothing. We might have the schedule release, so we'll probably jump on that and hump it a little bit and talk about what we predict, and then there's going to be a whole lot of nothing. So that's okay though. And yeah, so okay, let's kind of jump back on the Trey Lance train. The talk of the Trey Lance situation was that there is talk that maybe he goes to the Houston Texans, that there was that would be a likely destination because of the possibility of not only having our ex-defensive coordinator, but the next topic that we have, another person might be heading there, or at least the rumor was. And it a lot of these rumors sometimes connect, I think, personally, but I really don't know what's going to happen with Trey Lance. The Niners have a better feel of what's going on with Brock Purdy. The Niners have worked out some quarterbacks at the facility, later round guys that, they've been bringing in. Listen, nothing would shock me about this team if they decided to make a move and move off of Trey, especially with the fact that they don't have a first-round pick this year, and they could essentially get a second-round pick and maybe couple that with some other stuff and go jump into the first round. Nothing's out of the realm of possibilities. So I don't know. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I wasn't having anything. I was just checking seeing how many views my shows got, comparing them to Beto's. It's funny. It's pretty the same.
You probably
So
have
you got
more.
5 viewers too.
You probably have more.
You get 20
No.
people fucking viewer.
I don't care if I have 1 or 10.
That's what I'm saying.
It don't matter to
Throwing
me.
it in people's faces and stuff, though.
That's
Who?
fun though.
I like throwing it in
It's
people's
not
faces.
fun.
I love throwing people's face. Just be aware it won't be the first or the last. I love
Listen,
doing it.
but if I'm accepting that I'm a mid-card streamer,
I talk shit. Yeah.
if I'm gonna accept it and embrace it, it's funny because it's like I'm accepting the fact that 7 out of 10 people are gonna click off my content to go watch somebody else. Like I have to accept that, and I'm trying to make jokes out of it instead of taking it personal. And it's tough for me because you know me, I'm a sensitive guy. You guys have messaged me offline. You know how I get all caught up in my emotions and.
Puto.
Did you notice how everybody wanted you to change how you were feeling? Almost like they felt guilty and they couldn't have you sulking about something or being, mad about something that they partially kind of know they were in on. That's the feeling I got. It was like, you've got no right to feel this way because I've told you differently. And it's like, yeah, but everything that we've seen, everything that you've done, you know what I'm saying, just shows that was different. That's why I was like, when people started going after Raj and you, that's when I went on a tear to the point where I was talking with Bear, a baller, about something totally different. And he was like, bro, you've been on a tear lately. And I was just like, I am just not liking this bully click mentality. And I'm about to serve these motherfuckers.
And I appreciate that. I don't think people realize how loyal of a person Ryan is when it comes to the people that he's cool with on the tube of you. And like, yeah, it's weird. Like you feel a certain way and you're almost made to feel guilty because maybe you feel differently. And it's like, no, you should just appreciate everything. And like, I call out things
differently.
I call out things that I see that 85% of people that do YouTube 100% agree with me. They're just not going to say it because one, they don't want the backlash of losing whatever they got already. You know what I mean? At this point, I was like, I just kind of put things out there sometimes. And, like Beto says, it really doesn't matter in the end if you're having fun. And I do have fun, but sometimes it feels nice to be appreciated. It really does. So, but
when you feel that you could be going somewhere else, but there's something that is uncontrollable and in your way.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It seems to me like that's where the frustration comes in.
Yeah. Like there's something that I can't control,
And it's not like you didn't do your due diligence to try and, break through the ceiling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I've been on YouTube for almost 4 years. I just want to say hi to Mariah real quick.
Yeah.
I love this person very
Mariah's
much.
The shit.
We love you, Mariah. Corey Davis is in the house. What's up and going on, Corey? Thanks for coming through. Been a while, everybody.
I'm a firm believer. Nobody's opinion matters unless you put value in them.
That's right. No. You know what? It's funny that my dad used to say that. He used to say, until you actually give somebody attention to what they have to say, now you're giving you're giving them a platform to kind of like affect you.
Yep.
Whereas if you just treat it as words coming out of somebody's mouth and then that's it. Here it is. Here's the brass tacks. I've been on YouTube almost 4 years. A lot of us have been on here a long time. Beto's been on here quite a bit of time. I think Ryan and Bash have been at least a year. I think Bash is almost 2 years, right?
Oh, Bash is longer than 2 years. I'm on year 2.
So it's just, a lot of us, and I know there's people in this chat who have channels too. It's just like sometimes, you feel like you could hit another level and for some reason you're not. And it's frustrating. And I snapped.
And it's okay to snap.
And if you know me in real life, like if you guys actually grew up around me, I snap. I get pissed. I have a temper. And sometimes that involves me running my mouth and sometimes it scares people away and they never come back. And that's part of life. So I appreciate those of you who are in here who have been watching me absolutely melt down on Twitter.
Can't find my shoe.
I was just eating popcorn and watching you do your shit, bro. I was cracking up. I was like,
I appreciate that. There he goes. Here goes another tweet where somebody's going to tell him.
What I liked about it is it's like you were taking no prisoners. You didn't care. You weren't worried about anything. And then that's where I was like, oh no, see, you don't want a person who's in that situation who doesn't care and is willing to burn it all down. You know what I mean? It's hard to reason with somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
When my brain is set on a particular thing, it's hard to talk me out of it until I actually emotionally move off of it.
My whole thing is just, we're all here to have fun and just, sure, every now and then negative things pop in our heads, but we just got to try our best to just ignore it, the negativity, and just say, hey, let's just have fun. Fuck it.
I honestly think too, once the season gets going, I think everybody will get a bump. And maybe, and I haven't been being honest with that, that's part of it, but we can call a spade a spade. There's channels that get 10 views a stream and there's channels that get 400 people watching at one time. And it's like so drastic. Sometimes it's like, why, like it doesn't make any sense, and people like Beto, who puts all this work into his his background, his equipment, his thumbnails, his this, his that.
It
And it's like,
shows.
sometimes you just want people to be like rewarded for the work that they do and shit.
But
That's
it
it.
is for me though. For
You
when I
see,
do
but
my,
you're okay with for me, I want you to have more because I think you deserve it.
well, I appreciate it, but you know what? The value that I really take is if Ryan makes a comment, or Bashar, or you, or John V, or Mariah, anyone that I hold value to, I consider you guys my friends. It'll bother me.
Right.
Okay, but anybody else, it doesn't matter because I'm not doing it for it. I'm doing it to put it out there, but I'm not doing it for them particularly. I'm doing it because I love having fun and enjoying myself. Like on Friday nights with Ryan, whether people are watching or not, we're talking amongst ourselves. And sometimes I don't even pay attention to the comments. And as you're building relationships, right? So we're talking about this, we're talking about that. And if he gets a lot of views, great. If he doesn't, we had fun. And again, at the end of the day, it's about having fun. Yes, I do put a lot of effort, and those that acknowledge it's great by subscribers. But if not, it is what it is. No big deal.
On
At least
Friday
I
nights,
appreciate you.
on Friday nights for like in a 5-hour stream, I might look at the people who are actually watching up in the corner. I might look at that like 4 or 5 times. That's
see,
it.
because you're
In a
having so
5
much fun.
Well, I noticed a lot of the streams that some of you guys do, it's more or less a discussion with live watchers. You know what I mean? It's just like, hi, we're talking amongst ourselves. Be free to watch us, and maybe we'll address you.
Well, sometimes it's hard to break away from the train wreck that's in front of you, bro.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about.
When you're watching frozen pea in a refrigerator on camera,
Or nail clippings.
or nail clippings halfway full.
If you people
I
in
love
the
John
chat
B, by
have
the way,
never
and I
seen-
did see that. Where is he? Where'd he go? Where is
If you
he?
people in the chat haven't seen an 8-hour train derailment, go hit up my channel and look up last Friday.
Yep.
I will say this to John V. I'm trying to do that again. I'm trying to find my my inner motivation to do it just for myself. I think a lot of us, when we started, it was like YouTube was kind of fresh for a bit. 49er content creators. When I started 4 years ago, I thought I was doing something like revolutionary. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a 49er fan. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to have this market cornered. Who likes the 49ers? And then within the course of, I'd say, 2 years, all of a sudden, there's like 60, 80 channels of the same content with everybody trying to outdo each other. And I'm like, what the hell did I walk into, man? Like, so yeah, I think that's what it's been. It's like, I thought I was kind of like getting ahead of the curve, so to speak, when I started YouTube. And for a while, like, I did all right for myself, but I wanted to break away from always doing stuff with like known people. I want to do stuff with like people that are just like regular dudes who don't have like a backing of like journalism or radio, like just dudes. And I wanted to kind of do it on my own. And unfortunately, I think, and listen, this is life in general. Sometimes it matters who you know. And if that
I always
means
say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
it's who you know.
Okay.
And people are like, no, that's not true. It's absolutely true in life.
The biggest draw about college is the networking you can do while you're in college. It's not the degree that you get.
It's what you build while you're there. Yep.
Allegedly, Steve-O says, does Bashar talk? All right, let's get back to football.
I do talk when it comes to Niners, man. Let's
All right, let's get back to
talk
football.
about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Let's go. Let's talk about the rumor that came out. Was it last week? Yeah, probably the end of last week, about Adam Peters possibly leaving for the Houston Texans. Chris Casero is there right now. He would leave to go to New England. And for me, that's a huge problem if that was to happen. I don't know about you guys, but this roster, for the way it's been constructed the last 7 years, for where it came from to where it is right now, draft wise, I got to give all thanks to our Lord and Savior Adam Peters, because he built that roster. It ain't.
Did
Listen,
you just really?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because
That was
listen,
a little too much over the top, but go ahead.
you say I got
False
to take.
idol. False
You-
idol.
You said I have to take chances, Beto, when I'm on here and start saying things.
Don't put him in the same realm as God. Come
Okay.
on, bro.
Are you
Adam
whatever? Don't worry
Peters.
about it. It's okay. Listen, all I gotta say
Not
is
like, he's
like,
praying to
God
him.
did.
listen. The thing with everybody talks about John Lynch, like John Lynch is the reason that we're all here. as far as 49ers, how good the 49ers are roster-wise. John Lynch is a mouthpiece. John Lynch is the face of the franchise, just like Carmen Policy was. While behind the scenes, you had Eddie DeBartolo trying to fire Bill Walsh after the divisional game in '87 because the Niners were the number 1 seed and they got smoked. John Lynch is that guy.
But they said John Lynch was a mastermind behind a lot of the trades we did in terms of negotiating. So
John has a lot of connections. John is a connected man. Again, it does matter.
John is also great with speaking to people.
Yes.
You just said it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It does.
John Lynch knows a lot of people.
He knows a lot of people. He is in the networking of, doing stuff for television. I'm sure he walked into a lot of buildings when he was doing his TV stuff and got to know a lot of front offices.
And everybody, when he met people like that, thought he was a pleasure. You know what I'm saying?
That must hurt. Walking into buildings.
But okay, so I'll ask.
But Adam Peters not going nowhere, bro. Trust me.
Okay.
He loves California. He's a California guy.
He's from the Bay Area. He grew up before.
He has his family. His kids are going to school here. He has so many opportunities to become a GM of other teams, and he just not taking them because he wants to stay here. They'll give him the money that he'll get paid. He loves what he does here. I don't think Adam's worried about position. Yeah.
Everybody give their respect to Tony Culp. He's in the building.
Tony has done it.
As long as he gets paid for what he deserved, I don't think he worries about titles.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he wants to have a title.
Kenny says, I still want to slap John Lynch.
I'd rather have
a Thomas. We all make mistakes, and he made a big one there. I get that. Yeah.
Yo, Ruben. Okay, so let's hit this.
Let me talk about Adam Peters, though.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay, isn't there like a picture of him like when he was a kid wearing 49er gear? I know he grew up as a 49er fan. I've seen some picture. I forgot what age he was in the picture, but I mean, like everybody's saying, he's got all these Bay Area ties, and and if he was gonna leave with D'Amico, it would have happened way before, is what I'm thinking. Like, why would it happen after the draft with the picks that he didn't get a chance to make or didn't get a chance to scout for? It doesn't make sense.
Why would you build up your franchise just to go to another franchise and work with the players that another GM picked? It does.
It's not like D'Amico couldn't tell the owners of Houston, hey, if you want me, you got to take my guy with me, or I won't go there. They wanted D'Amico there. They would have let go of the other guy to make room for him. So yeah, he's not going nowhere. I mean, nothing's uncertain. I mean, he can, but I doubt it.
That would be a big mistake by the organization if they let him go. That would essentially, I think people don't realize how much these scouts and him do with this back end of the roster that we always seem to hit on. You know what I mean? Like that, those are important picks. If he left, he would probably take scouts with him. Like, it's a huge thing. People don't understand who are like, I just cheer for the 49ers and their players or the symbol, which all of us do. But at the same time, like, anybody who follows the 49ers or is a content creator knows that, like, there's people behind the scenes that run the team that are really behind the nitty gritty of the roster and all that stuff. And like, the Pittsburgh Steelers, for all the years that they were really good, they haven't won a Super Bowl every year since the 2000s started, but they had the same guy picking their players and their talent for years. And they always have a competitive roster. Do they win the Super Bowl every year? No. Are they almost in the playoffs almost every year? Like on lockdown? Absolutely. And I just don't think people realize, like, the casual fan realizes how important someone like him is. So I hope he doesn't go anywhere.
You know, Parag is leaving, right?
They say he might do both jobs. I've seen multiple.
Really? You can't run a organization like that and then come and do the numbers over here. That's too much work.
So what do you think would happen? Do you think they?
Oh yeah, you think Jed York's too taxed?
I don't know. I can't see. Yeah. You got to look at you to answer.
Jed York doesn't do anything, so you know what I mean. I'm sure Parag could sit there, hire somebody to run a whole team just like Jed York does, and still have a day job.
But he's starting. He wants to be part of it as he started. York has already been there for a minute.
Does their season conflict with the 49ers season?
It does.
I'm not sure. Hey, I got a question in the chat real quick about something that happened. You guys saw the
Kenny right there, a good friend of mine.
Kenny says, do you think us signing wide receivers and taking wide receiver signing wide receivers and taking a wide receiver in the draft says something about Danny Gray not doing well.
No, you know what it says? It says that we need 24 more bodies in camp to reach 80. That's what it means.
Pretty much.
It also
That's all I
says
mean.
that we don't know what the status of Ayuk is going to be, how much money he's going to command. So they may draft another wide receiver.
And we don't know how long Debo's going to be here. All this talk about Jonathan Mingo, and everybody wants Jonathan Mingo, that receiver. Listen, I talked to, and I'm gonna give the props to the guy who told me this, because I'm never gonna say anything on here anymore without giving props to the person who said it. John Chapman, I asked him, I was like, so because John is a draft guru, he's a friggin' film breaker downer of stuff, so I respect his opinion. He said that. I said, are they looking to replace Debo? Is this like a Debo replacing move? And he goes, no, it's more of like a Jawan Jennings. That's his comp. He's a Jawan Jennings type player. And I was like, really?
Look, watch Jonathan Mingo. I fell in love with him weeks ago or a month ago, maybe. And he's like a poor man's AJ Brown if you watch him. Now, he's built like AJ Brown, just to see a lot of similarities. Not saying he's just as good as AJ Brown was in college or he's going to be just as good as him. Just saying, you watch him, you'll see some similarities in terms of how they look.
Ryan, what do you think about? I'm going to jump back to the Adam Peters topic. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I think I've pretty much said everything in the chat now since we moved on. So, what is the other question that you were answering?
We were answering a question about the wide receivers. You know, the Niners signed what the hell's his name? Let me go to my Chris Conley. They had another guy in. I forget his name. And they've been looking at a lot of wide receivers per se in the scouting process. He just wondered if it said anything about Danny Gray, or what was your opinion on that?
Well, we wouldn't know anything about Danny Gray just yet because we don't know what's going on with Trey. Because we can all agree that Danny Gray is here because of Trey, and without having somebody with a big arm, that Danny Gray really doesn't have a spot unless maybe like on special teams or if he can run a sweep. But at that point, then everybody's going to know why he's on the field. Yep. So
it is it's pretty obvious when you see Danny Gray pop on the field. They're like, oh, the Niners are going to take a deep shot.
Yeah.
Wanted to pop.
And that's why I think they need to really work him in the sweep, because I'd like to see them fake the sweep and then him go on like a wheel route. And, where you do a couple crossing routes to open up the side of the field, and then he just comes out on a wheel route.
Well,
and I think.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
you are a big proponent of the 11 personnel. He's another guy that you can use in that personnel.
I'm a big proponent of 22 and 21 personnel.
Was it 11? I meant 21.
Yeah, 21. I love our 21 personnel,
and it's all interchangeable. A lot of it is interchangeable. Mm-hmm. You can put certain guys, a guy at wide receiver like a McCaffrey, and you can put Debo at running back. And I think with him, Gray, you can kind of do similar things with him. Maybe not at running back, but he can be involved in a lot of that trickery because he's quick. He can get to the edge.
Speed is something that you have to respect, especially when you use him in a position where his speed could be deadly quick right off the play. And I think that helps our offense more because you have to respect it. It makes linebackers freeze. It makes corners and safeties have to look and see what's going on. And that just makes them slower and makes us get more yards.
Interesting.
I was really excited when we drafted Danny Gray, and once Trey went down, it was like, well, Danny Gray was nowhere to be found at all for the 49ers. And then towards the very end of the season, we kind of threw him in there a little bit, and we ran like one jet sweep with him, and it worked. And then we never went back to it. So I don't think he's that. Now, when I look at Jonathan Mingo and I look at Danny Gray, we don't even have Mingo, but I'm just throwing him out there. Jonathan Mingo is more of my type of receiver where if Ayuk or Debo got hurt, like I'd want Jonathan Mingo to start in the game. Put it that way. But Gray's got that special deep threat ability and that explosiveness, and that I love, that big play, amazing speed that he has. So we'll see if Trey's the quarterback. If we start throwing deep again, we'll see, man. Danny Gray would be the one going deep, that's for sure.
I guess if they trade Trey Lance, they're going to have to trade Danny Gray with them as a package deal.
Part of a package, yeah.
Oh my goodness, still on this.
I'm just saying, Brock.
I thought it was when.
Well, according to certain people,
Brock's
it
not
is
the guy that's gonna sit back
Daniel
and
Gray
like.
did not play not because of Trey. He played because that dude cannot block for his life.
Yep. And he's also a petulant little baby who gets upset when people don't throw him the ball too. And in this team, with this roster, with this,
He also can't run a route tree.
yeah,
Correct.
he's
That's
a
the biggest
one-trick
problem.
pony.
That's why he can't be here if Trey's not here, or somebody with somebody
Yep.
like Trey's arm,
Yep.
because he can't run a
But
regular
that's
route
so
tree.
dumb to spend a third-round pick on a guy who can only run route.
Not
run one route.
necessarily. Not necessarily.
Wouldn't you
because
rather have a guy that is maybe a little less fast but has more to offer as far as other traits?
you've already got him on the team?
Right. No, you're right. You're right. Exactly. That's what we have in Debo and IU. Correct.
And you got to understand, Kyle was a wide receiver. He's God's gift to wide receivers.
Yeah, he's
you
the
know what I'm
greatest
saying?
ever.
Right. So you think to tell me that he's like, oh, I can teach him how to run this route, and that's all I really need him to learn for him to be effective in my system. There's probably 3 routes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, all I got to do is teach him how to do these guys. He doesn't have to run the whole tree. I just got to teach him how to do the couple things, and then he's set in my system. But I think that's taking a little more time. I don't know about the personal side about, not getting the ball. I don't know how you, as Danny Gray, come on this team and think that you need to get the ball over anybody else. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I
feel you. I want to switch sides of the ball real quick. So we signed, when we signed Hargrave, a lot of 49er fans on Twitter wanted us to sign another edge rusher after. They would be like, oh, that'll be the most complete. It's complete. It'll be a complete free agency. We've hit everything. And then in the draft, we can go best player available, yada, yada, yada. Well, the Niners pretty much did what they did the previous however many years since D Ford really hasn't been a factor, and is just bringing in a bunch of bodies to pretty much be a revolving door of just endless edge guys that you can kind of throw opposite of Bosa and Hargrave on the other side. Are you guys disappointed that they didn't bring in someone that was a little bit more of a higher name, Yannick? All the names, guys. I don't.
Pass for sure.
What's that? Go ahead, Dave. Dave. Go ahead, Ryan. What are you saying?
we still could. There's enough there. We can restructure to get almost about $30 million, even though
Okay.
that is not good. That's pretty much,
You're kicking the ball down the field. Oh, my boy, and Jay in the
No.
Vegas. Sorry, I'm sorry.
what?
I just want to say hi to Jay. I'm sorry, I haven't seen him.
What up, Jay?
What's good?
What's up, my man? I'm sorry I ignored you. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I gotta think where I was.
We could still possibly make a move and move some money around to
Oh,
make
yeah,
a
yeah.
move on a.
It's just that's like the if we get all 30 mil, that's pretty much the move to kind of make us turn into like the Saints. You know what I'm saying? That's the last straw. But we can get another 10, 15 mil if we need to.
Do you see those 3 third-round picks as kind of like in any particular order? Maybe say like edge, tackle, and tight end in any particular order? Or do you guys, any of you guys can answer this? Do you have other positions in mind with those 3 picks? Because those are mine: edge, tackle, tight end.
Right tackle and edge for me in this draft are like the 2 main priorities. And this is a very good defensive back draft in terms of corners, and some good safeties out there too. So I don't think they necessarily have to trade up to get a corner or a safety. I don't think they do. They could get one with one of their lower picks. It's not that big of a deal in my opinion in this draft. But the draft is not that. It's pretty thin on right tackles and edges. There's a little bit of depth here and there, but there, if you want a guy if you're really, really set on having a guy jump in and be a day one starter, John V, I know, is always talking about Harrison from Ohio State. One guy he's always talking about, and it's just they'll probably either trade, if they're going to trade up, it's going to be for their right tackle or edge. And in a dream world scenario, my draft crush is DeJuan Jones, right tackle from Ohio State. The guy is just a monster. He's a mountain of a man. He's huge.
You said he's a defensive tackle?
Right tackle.
Oh, right tackle?
DeWand Jones. DAWAND Jones. Check him out.
What do you think? Beto? What's your what you want? When you look at those 3 third-round picks, do you see kind of like you have a particular set of positions that you are looking at to maybe go 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to take a tackle for sure at that. And, unless they move up, and I don't see them moving up. I say safety, edge, and corner. Safety would be the priority. They got to bring someone in that is going to replace, can't think of his name right now, the guy that we signed for a year.
Oh, I got you. Yep.
So that he can work underneath him and be developed. And then they can get an edge and then a corner. Tackle is needed. I'm not saying we don't need a tackle, obviously, but I just don't see the Niners taking a tackle where they're at. And I don't think they're going to move up to take one. But they got to move up pretty high.
I'm starting to lean towards what you're saying only because every time I think I know what the Niners are going to do, they do something completely like one of the guys in the chat here, Can You Dig It, says, are we going to draft another running back? I hope not. I don't want to see another running back in the 3rd round if we can all help it. Because I always get my mind kind of set on certain positions, but I would not be surprised if they went edge, safety, corner, edge, corner, safety, or corner, edge, whatever it seems more like like the Niners do a lot of stuff sometimes. And this is something else that I asked. This is what I asked Brian Peacock from Lockdown 49ers. I said, could the Niners be smoke screening us with all these tight ends to be brought in? And he's like, I was like, and not draft a single tight end, because the Niners have done that before. They've brought in a lot of guys, showed teams that they were interested in a specific position, and then not touch it in the draft. And he said that would only matter. He goes, but in the 3rd round, nobody's smoke screening. So pretty much if the Niners are looking at tight ends, they're probably going to draft the tight end. If the Niners are looking at wide receivers, they're probably going to draft the wide receiver. You don't smoke screen in the 3rd round. Jay in the Bay says we're definitely drafting a running back. As long as he's in the 6th round, I don't care, or 7th.
I personally think they're going to take an undrafted running back. There's so many.
They seem to be, well, they got Bobby Turner back in the building. He finds running backs in the most remote teams and colleges that you could name. So I don't really worry about it. And I know Bash agrees. You don't draft running backs early. You just don't. Unless they're like a game-changing guy, you just don't move. You just don't do it.
Especially in the Niners, because they've been, they have hit and missed already with 2. Now we're working on the 3rd one.
Real quick, we're going to lose Ryan in about 5 minutes. Ryan, do you got anything you want to say to the chat? Anything you're doing this week that you want to promote?
Actually, I just like to answer the question that everybody else got to answer.
Okay, go ahead. Well, I don't know if because you're off camera, so I don't know if you're even there. So I that's why I haven't really addressed.
Yeah,
you.
my connection's been an issue, so I just turned off the thing. I'm definitely here. My mic's on.
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you in the private chat if I need to be right back.
Okay.
So, I kind of think that we're not going to move up for a tackle from the 3rd round. I don't think if they go on a run from tackles, I see us moving up from the 5th round, making a move there to get that second squad of guys. I do think we're taking a tight end this year. I think it goes edge, tight end, safety, edge, safety, or tight end. I think edge is the first one off the board. Knowing that edges are good in this draft, but also not necessarily too deep to the point where we can just push it off for another round. You know what I mean? We kind of got to get the best guy there, and that's it. That's why I wouldn't even wait till the 101 pick. Because everybody knows if we don't get that edge there, the next person, they can grab that edge that we're going to grab. They know that, I just don't think we're moving up for a tight end. And as far as cornerback, like Beto was talking about, I don't think we do that with our 3 round picks, because it is a deep draft in secondary. We got guys kind of locked in already under contract there. I think we can push cornerback back further, but I think safety is definitely a 3rd round get.
Yeah. Because Gibson's only here for another year.
I did forget about tight ends, so you might be right, Ryan. Maybe that corner gets replaced with a tight end.
And And the only reason why I'm so big on the tight end is I just think it's going to open the 22 personnel is going to be nastier than our 21 personnel. And I think Kyle knows that. And I think that's why I think that's why they got so many bodies in there. You remember, who was it? Oh, Aaron. I was talking about this too. Aaron, you tweeted about that right tackle was 6'11". That's a tight end. Teach that boy to catch. Replace him with Charlie Warner.
What do you
You're
do?
running
Just
tight end on the goal lines at least.
just put him in the goal. Yeah, I would say that has to be only a goal line deal here.
No,
because
you could do it all down the field.
How? He's so tall and
He won't get
slow.
open.
But he has
so
to learn
tall
how
as-
to run routes, though.
Look, that doesn't matter. All I need him to do is learn how to block for a second. By the time he learns how to catch and run a route, people won't expect him to ever be going out on a route, and it'll be a home run.
Until there's film on him.
How are you going to have film on him when he's just run blocking the whole time? That's what I'm saying.
That is a huge individual, 6'11". Yeah, I was
Or he
talking
knows
about
how
that.
to block.
They were showing some video of some dude. He was an offensive lineman.
Trip him.
That dude's 6'11". He's standing next to like the next guy. The next guy looks like a child.
He
Like,
actually
what?
played basketball. He was on
Well,
the
he's
college
the same
basketball
size
team.
as Gutierrez, but Gutierrez is not going to be a starter ever, unfortunately.
Gutierrez. He's taller than
If him and-
Gutierrez.
If him
Gutierrez is
and
bigger.
Gutierrez shared some of the weight, they'd make a great set of tackles.
The only problem
You
when
know
you're
what I'm
really
saying?
the only problem when you're really tall, Ryan, is when you're really tall, people can get under you quite easily
And move you, yeah.
What are
and
you
move
talking
your
to,
ass.
Aaron?
Yeah, but you're a big guy, but you're not 6'11".
Yeah, but I don't see a lot of people around here who are necessarily as tall as me, right? So
Right.
like
I mean,
everybody
I'm
that
tall,
I played
but I'm
against
not
with,
like super
it's
tall.
it's almost the same in thing because I wasn't going up against huge guys, but everybody had leverage on me. Well, not really, because I would drop my hips, wrestler.
Yep. You sound like my dad. My dad was a wrestler too.
Oh.
He was all about positioning, base, and dropping your hips and making yourself immovable. Like if you try to move him, it's just like, yeah, he's not going anywhere. So
But hey, Aaron, so glad
Yeah.
to have you back, bro.
thank you. Appreciate you coming through. Sorry, you know what, man? I'm sorry that your connection's poopy and
You're good. I
know
just did this so it wouldn't cause trouble because I was at points I was getting the black screen and spinning, and I was like, I can't have this going in the middle of trying to talk or trying to hear what's going on.
I lost my way of kind of conducting this, so I appreciate you guys being patient.
I thought
Usually
you
I
were just
kinda-
flipping me off behind the screen because I was giving you a hard time tonight.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, you guys.
you think-
It's funny. You guys
I
stream
wouldn't-
together all the time, and every time you're in a stream with
I
me,
love Ryan.
I
just
feel
love
like you
giving him a
guys-
hard time.
I feel like you guys hate each other. I'm like, why are they not like this when they're streaming with each other off without me? Every
Yeah, no,
time they're
if I
together,
was-
I'm like, what's
If I was
happening?
flipping you off, I would have definitely turned my camera on.
He would have definitely
I
turned.
would-
You know me. I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, Ryan
Oh,
don't play.
hey,
Yeah, I love
Frozen
giving
Pete,
Ryan a hard
Frozen
time.
Peak up in the chat.
Frozen
Let's
Peak,
go.
Frozen
Peak
Peak
up.
up. And
And Aaron can drink it since he's back. His way of coming back.
I'm not drinking someone's urine.
You
What
make
are
a
we talking?
smoothie. know?
That was McGlinchey's.
And you
smoothie.
can
It's
add
very
toenails
tall.
in it.
That is some person that I need to get. I'm just gonna let the chat know right now. I need to stream with Jay in the Bay because I literally haven't streamed with them in probably a calendar year. So, Jay, get ready. I'm gonna be up in your DMs.
I misheard the name, but you know what I thought? I thought the other guy you were talking about.
Oh no, hell no.
That's why I had to look at the
Another
camera.
one.
Jay in the Bay got you.
Oh, got you. I got you.
You threw me off on that
I'm a
one,
little
boy.
slow.
No, nothing with you. My hearing, but
All right,
I got
I'm
thrown.
out of here,
I'm like,
guys.
what?
You have a
All right,
lovely
man.
Later,
Take
dude.
care. Have a great rest of your evening, man. All right.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
You better
Exactly.
leave.
You guys confuse me, man. I can't tell if you guys are joking, if people
No,
are
we're
saucy
messing,
for
bro.
real,
We're
like
messing.
It's like wrestling, when they play
the
they
heel or
do
the
the
Exactly.
baby
heel
face.
switch and
Very
baby
good point
face.
there, Bashar.
Well,
Yes.
I've been a heel. I've been a heel the last 3 weeks. For anybody who's been following me on social media, I could be.
You
a
know
real,
me. If I talk shit about you or I get on you, it's because I care and I see you as a friend. I wouldn't do that to someone I really don't know or care about because it can get ugly really fast. And
Yeah.
so
Sometimes it's
and
hard to
and I
tell.
know Ryan can take it. He's a big boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with him in real life. There's certain people I just respectfully will disagree, or respectfully acquiesce
I
and
must
not.
be stupid. I must be stupid, bro, because I'll fight anybody.
Well, listen, I'm not going to sit there and let someone pound on me. I'm going to swing and try to body slam them, but you know, I'm not a trained fighter. I'm just a dude. Anything going on? I mean, anything else guys want to talk about?
The
There's
Warriors are
running
going to
back.
lose.
There's a running back that I like in this draft. I know you guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
big on trying to get a running back this year, but if we got this guy in round 3, I'll be happy. I'll be honest, even though I don't want a running back that early. But Israel
Who's that?
Abi Kananda from Pitt. For those who missed all that Mostert explosion, I know McCaffrey has a little bit of it in him, but not as fast as Mostert. But this guy's got that Mostert type speed and explosion, and he's got a 210-pound body. He actually looks like a running back. Mostert looked like a shorter wide receiver, in my opinion. Anyways, if we got him, I'd be really happy. And there's a lot of good running backs in this draft. So
What did he run in college?
What do you mean, the 40 time, or what do you mean, his
No,
yards?
no. His style of play. What did he play in college?
It's running back. I mean, he's got. If
no,
you watch
I
him,
know
he'll remind you
running
of
back, but
Mostert.
was it an outside runner or was it inside?
Inside, outside, but just super fast and explosive, man.
Okay.
I'm going to address something real quick.
Spider Niner says no. I don't know why. Well, tell me why you say no. Tell me
He's
why.
just saying no. You just
Ain't
don't want to take a
nothing
running
but
back
a-
at third.
YouTube channel. I just want to say, did David McNiner
Ain't
real
nothing
quick.
but a mid-card streamer.
I'm a mid-card streamer. Yo, guys, run with that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a belt made. You guys think I'm crazy. I'm going to get a belt made, like a wrestling belt, and it's gonna have the 49ers first take emblem in the middle, and on the title atop where it's supposed to say like world champion, it's gonna say mid-card streamer.
Well, I think you're crazy, but for other reasons.
I am crazy.
Ain't
My
believing
mom
us.
thinks I'm crazy, but she loves me anyways. No, but I wanted to
believing
address
us.
this. What'd you say?
He said this nuts.
Ain't believing us.
I ain't believing us.
They ain't believing us. It's DJ Khaled.
David Corona, he was asking to join the stream, and McNiner said it right. This isn't a hangout, unfortunately. This is usually a 3 to 4 man stream. I don't really do hangouts on my channel.
Nobody's
Nothing
gonna get
personal.
yelled at and called a little boy on here.
Well, not under the NWO though. Even
Yeah,
on our,
NWO streams, there are the 4 of us. No hate on anybody else, but we all kind of developed this.
unless we bring a special guest, but you'll know ahead of time.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed about special guests, and Beto made it. It's better to sometimes have them on your own than to try to put them on a 4-man panel already. Because what ends up happening, I do this. I end up always going to the guest for all my questions, and I don't even realize that I don't realize that I do it. So. The best way for me, like if I'm going to have I have a stream with Raj, but anytime I had Raj on, it was, hey Raj, what do you think? Hey Raj, what do you think? And
What do
Beto's
you
like,
think?
I was
Beto's
like, you don't
dude,
love me because I'm Mexican.
No, I definitely love Mexican people. I love everybody, man.
I know.
I love
bro,
it. I love
know.
American Indian folks. I love freaking black folks. I love
You were
Puerto
never
Rican,
doing
Italian.
nothing intentionally, bro. He was a guest, and you were focusing on him.
It's
and
hard
type of thing.
when
So it
there's a
wasn't like
lot
you
of
were doing
people. It's
deliberately.
tough, right? And it's real tough when there's a lot of people. Yeah,
Yep.
SNL, it's all about the guests. Yeah, I try to spotlight them now just by having them on with ourselves. But this channel is definitely going to be a lot less of that stuff because with my anxiety and the way I get anxious, having a bunch of random ass streams every week and on top of all other streams and then going back to work and then doing breaking news videos, it gets to the point where it stops being fun and it starts to become a job. So I'm trying to balance that out. But
You'll do it, brother. I know you would.
man, I'm kind of looking forward to the draft, guys, because we could actually stop speculating and actually talk about, who the Niners got. I didn't really follow scouting anybody this year. I more or less am going to wait till they draft them and then look them up and then kind of look at them and stuff
Talk about him.
and then talk about them. I'm not a draft guy. I don't have that kind of neuro pathways in my brain to be able to absorb that much information. I can't read. I'm a great reader, but I don't have comprehend. I'm not the type of person when they read, they comprehend stuff. I can read really well out loud if I have glasses or I'm clear in sight. But when it comes to actually picking up what I'm reading, over the top of my head.
Yeah, I love draft. I love watching the draft. I like talking
Me
about
too.
the draft.
Especially the second day, because I'm always like,
Sucks that we
I
don't
always
have a
tell my
first round
brother, I
pick,
was like,
dude.
pay attention to these guys because this is the lifeblood of your team right here.
On Thursday the 27th, I know a lot of us on their own channels going live, but I'm gonna be doing a live draft Thursday. I know our team doesn't draft day
Right.
one, but other teams do. And like the Seahawks are drafting number 5. I would like to see who they draft because that's going to impact the NFC West. And the Cardinals pick at 3. I would like to see what even though they're a mess, but so it's always something to talk about and it's fun. And depending on how that goes, maybe I'll do a day 3 when the Niners actually do draft just to talk about the picks. But I think the draft is like Christmas in April. You know, you're going to get new pieces. You get to know your pieces. Like you said, you're not going to scout nobody, but the minute that they pick someone, now you can look them up and you can see they're good and they're bad and you can talk about them because they're part of your team.
Yeah. A lot of speculating when you don't know is kind of pointless.
Yep.
Frank Tom Motion says, idea. This would definitely be directed towards Beto. Would be cool to do a show where someone shows their collectibles like autograph memorabilia or whatever. Thanks for streaming, gentlemen. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I don't have a lot
Thanks
of
for the
memorabilia or
donation.
anything signed. Thank you for the donation. I don't have a lot of stuff signed because I've never been to a game ever. Because I live in Rochester, New York, and the 49ers play in
Yeah,
California.
I got a lot of.
Well,
I
when
got
you go to
pictures
the
up.
games, you're not really gonna get autographs. I did
Yeah,
once.
and I'm not
It's
a
a
creepy
practices.
bastard who's going to sit there on camera and try to hunt down a player and be awkward and creep him out. You know, I'm not that kind of guy. Like,
Yeah, you get them at practices, and I've been watching them for so. I mean, I have pictures of pretty much every player in the 80s, 90s, autographed jerseys.
Beto went to every
autographed.
Super Bowl that the 49ers won, guys. Remember that.
And what
every
I like
single
about it is a
one.
lot of them. I have pictures with doing the autograph.
That's awesome,
now,
bro.
in the later times, it was easier. Back when people are like, "Show me a picture with Jerry Rice." I'm like, we didn't have cell phones with cameras back then.
You had to bring like an actual
camera, so it's not like I'm hiding it. But
and if you were my grandpa, you had old Kodak film that was all granular looking.
yeah, so people are like, well, show me a picture. I'm like, we didn't have cameras like we do today.
You didn't have
know
a
what I
camera
mean?
with you? Dude, when
Yeah,
I went to
but-
the Hall of Fame, I didn't realize there was a camera dispenser machine for like a quick camera until I'm walking out with my uncle. I'm like, man, it's too bad I didn't bring a camera. We could have got pitch. And I'm looking, I'm like, mother. My uncle's like, well, we're not going to go back and look at everything again. I'm like, damn it. It was right there. It was like on the right of me. So when I left, it was on the left of me. I literally looked at the machine. I'm like, wow, dude.
See, now you're not going to see those machines because everybody has it on their phone.
No, I just take pictures with my greasy cell phone and be doing it, you know?
Easy cell phone.
Greasy cell phone.
Yeah, things have changed so much. Like people say, like, these players get in trouble nowadays. I'm like, Lawrence Taylor. Imagine if there was social media availability.
Charles Haley.
Lawrence
Charles
Taylor.
Haley, not if there's social
What's the name? The receiver for Michael Irvin. Oh my goodness.
All the strippers and stuff they used to mess with. Those guys were bad. Those were some bad dudes. But you know what? Cowboys still kicked our ass back then, even as bad as they were.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what?
Yeah,
I don't blame
yeah.
You know who I blame for all that? Minnesota. The Herschel Walker trade.
Yep.
Killed
They
it.
built
Yeah.
their team up. They
they're
built their team up.
dumb. How you gonna trade? How you gonna trade all those picks so that they can get all these great players?
And back then it was they gave number 1 for 3 years.
And they barely
about-
even used Herschel Walker when they had him. They didn't give him a ton of carries.
Think
to
about the
eclipse all these
players that
yards.
they had on that
Minnesota's so
defense, man.
stupid.
That defense was loaded.
Well, they added
Their coach was
Aikman.
weak,
They
too.
added Smith. They added
Urban
Michael
was there
Irvin.
in the late '80s. He was there in '89. Him and in '89, Urban was there, and so was
Harper.
no, the quarterback Aikman. But I think Aikman got
Aikman,
hurt.
yeah. Michael Irvin was there early on, but he didn't really step up and do anything until like 92 because he had some serious injury that he came back from. Yeah.
Was it spinal?
I think it's spinal. I broke my back.
I broke my back.
Bang.
Anything you guys want
You
to
know the one who
promote?
used to kill us is Harper.
Yeah, Elvin Harper. Well, yo, listen, as much as I love Eric Davis, and I do love Eric Davis, he wasn't that good of a corner.
He was
sorry.
good toward he was weaker in the beginning, but from 93
better.
onwards he started to get better.
Yeah, like onwards, yeah, but like he was the guy that anytime they wanted to throw to Irvin, guess who he was on?
Yep.
Eric Davis. I love the guy to death, but
He kind of made up for it in that championship
He
game.
made
when,
up for it. He got a pick 6 on Aikman.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was just small. You know what I
Well,
mean?
he had 2 interceptions and a pick. Yeah. But one of them was a pick 6. So
What do you guys think about that Ayuk question? Trading him in the draft? That would be the dumbest move ever. Why would you
He's not
trade
going
him?
nowhere,
Keep seeing those Ayuk trade rumors too. I know.
Guys,
he's gonna
if
have a
anybody's
contract
on the
coming up.
move, it's going to be after next season. It'll probably be Debo Samuel.
yes. Well,
Kittle
Yeah, that's-
might not be long for it either, guys, because listen, he plays physical. He talked about the season as like a car crash. Every game coming back, every game, how bad he feels between and all that stuff. If they draft a tight end that could do some things other than block and they start to become a big weapon on this team, you got to draft for the future. You cannot draft and be like, wait till a guy is completely broken down and then say, oh, we got to draft his replacement. No, you have to draft ahead of time. You got to get ahead of the curve. So the Niners know that. They're smart. To me, my biggest worry about everything
you heard that?
right now is hopefully Adam Peters. I hope he doesn't go anywhere.
I don't think Adam Peters. Like I said, if Adam Peters was going to go, he would have went when D'Amico first initially left. Why would Adam Peters dick around with the Niners all this time and they'd be like, okay, guys, now I'm going to leave.
Yeah, Adam, why
He
are you
left
leaving?
already.
It was spinal. It broke my back.
Kenny asked about tight ends. So Kenny said, "What up, Kenny?" He says, "If we do draft a tight end, who do you think we get?" Not sure, but who do I like and who do I think is pretty damn talented at where we're picking and where we might be able to
Stay
get
away
him?
from Kuntz.
No, I like Zach Kuntz.
He's
I
big
like
and
Zach
slow,
Kuntz.
and he's a workout warrior at the combine. Go listen to
Who's Chapman's telling you that?
Lockdown 49ers, both him and both Brian Peacock and
I watched him though, man. I like
Eric
what I saw.
Crocker.
They don't
were
like
saying
him?
Nope.
I
They
watched
say
him.
he's
When
a
I
combine.
watched
They
him.
said he's a combine guy.
If
If
they
you
don't
watch
like
his
him,
tape,
that's the reason they should take him.
they said he doesn't stand out on film.
I know I liked him on film. I don't know, man.
What's up, John Lynch?
Yo, we got the freaking GM of the 49ers in here. What's up,
No,
man?
he's a
John
GM
Lynch.
of the
John
he's a
Lynch.
GM of Twitter.
That's my
Oh, he's
boy
a GM
from
of Twitter. What's up, John
He's my
Lynch?
really good friend for Twitter. His real name is John Lynch.
That's awesome.
John Lynch.
We should do a John Cena entrance. John Lynch.
Hey, John Lynch. Welcome to the NWO, my friend.
See, we need to have that in the beginning of the show. See, and W.
Oh, there you go. We got
We
him.
need
Right
to, you know what we need to do? We need to have somebody make before the actual intro hits. The following presentation is brought to you by the.
I could
The
do that.
following presentation is brought to you by
Beto could do
the
it.
following four motherfuckers in
Beto sounds like the fucking Lion King, dude, when he goes like this.
That's another reason we can't
49ers
trade him.
first take, coming back
Ayuk.
from his
That's James Bay's
Yeah,
favorite
but,
player.
I know. The IQ show.
yeah.
John Lynch says Kittle didn't stand out on film either. I don't know. When I saw Kuntz's highlights and everything, I was like, "Whoa! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!" And I was like, "Wow, this guy's 6'8" and he can move like that." I don't know. I don't know what film they were watching. They must have not been watching what I was watching. But hey, to each their own, man. To each their own.
Alvin is on the show.
Jay in the base says, I could see Ayuk being traded for a first round pick, especially if Ayuk wants Debo money. I would be surprised if we pay 2 receivers top 10 money.
No,
True.
they won't. And
I
to
don't
the
know
point
what-
why people mention Ayuk a lot is because right now it's too expensive to move on from Debo because of his contract right now.
I'd be sad. about
Ayuk
that
is
for
on that
Ayuk.
contract year, so Ayuk can be moved. And if they do covet a certain tackle they want, I can see them moving on from Ayuk to go and get that tackle.
Maybe that's why they're scouting a bunch of wide receivers right now.
Yep. Could be.
That's an interesting, you know what? I just thought of that as you were talking. That's interesting, but Make you a mod. make you a mod in the chat.
Don't read. Come on, man.
Hold on, guys. Where's
All
my
right.
guy? Bash, write something.
I
Like
did.
just write a word poop or something.
Put in the comment. Make me a mod.
I think you guys are already mods.
Oh, I've never
Hey,
been a
Tommy,
mod. You
what's
never
up,
gave me
bro?
the wrench.
Beto, this first voice is okay. I can show that. I like how YouTube gives you that. It asks you whether to hide or add the comment if there's something in the comment they think is no good. I like that.
Oh, I've seen that too, but it doesn't. Somebody will type like, "Oh, I think the 49ers should draft an offensive tackle in round 4." And then it will say show or hide. It's like, why are you censoring?
Yeah,
this
that's
guy's
sensitive.
comments?
Now, if you don't touch it, it won't show it. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. And a lot of times it's when people don't even cuss in it. It'll ask me if I want to show or hide their comment. I'm like, why is it asking me that?
I do agree.
I don't block unless it's super bad. Oh, sorry, I had to do that. Anything else, you guys, or we'll get out of here?
Oh yeah, so finally gonna start it. My show called From Parts Unknown. Not From Parts Unknown or From Parts Unknown. That's what's gonna be called. I'm gonna do that with Lawrence tomorrow. I'm gonna have some more mock draft shows this week with a few other guys.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. There's some known people on YouTube I'm gonna do some mock draft shows with, and I'm gonna be on Ben Camperman's channel, the Camper Report, on Wednesday. Aaron, do the cha-cha.
Charles, I am not doing the cha-cha. Hell nah. Tommy Huxley blocked everybody. Tommy, don't make me say your name in that weird way that we always say it.
Ooh, Fox is on fire again.
That was a good time because you were talking about Fox.
All right. John Lynch says Ayuk is under Niners control for 2 more seasons. Under his control. I like the way he puts that. They can pay him after 2 years, 5, move on from Debo with ease. No, and you're right. They can go that route. But I'm just saying, if they covet a certain tackle they really, really want, I can see why they will move to the first round. And move on from Ayuk, but I doubt it. I really, really do.
We can't get rid of him. Jana Bay loves Ayuk. That's the
I love
Ayuk
Ayuk.
show. I just think Ayuk. The only thing I don't like about Ayuk is he does definitely get a case of the droppies, man.
Yeah.
Aaron, will you be appearing on the morning coffee show soon? Yeah, before I go back to work, I'll jump on your show. The problem is because I'm not working, I go to bed super late because I stay up playing MLB The Show 23 or old Xbox games. And so by the time I wake up, your show has already started. So
what time are you gonna go? What time? When are you gonna get back to work?
Anytime from the first week to the third week of May. It all depends.
Oh wow.
I'm doing PT right now, and I did squats today to strengthen my quads. So tomorrow when I wake up, I won't be able to walk, but that's okay.
Lift them weights.
At least it's not spinal. But anything you got coming up, Beto?
On what is it? Thursdays?
Thursdays,
Thursdays
okay.
we have the 49ers podcast network where all the content creators come together and we just chop it up, talk football. And then on Saturdays I do my my races or bingo or trivia night on Saturday night, do giveaways. That's our 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So come and check out my channel, Niner Sickness Podcast, and be part of it.
Awesome. Don't think I'm doing a show with Ted this week, at least not on Wednesday, because he booked over because I haven't been on his channel. And I'm working on Raj, guys. So if I do have shows this week, I probably have 2 on Wednesday, and then that's pretty much it for the week. Maybe I'll jump on some morning coffee with Brian Culp at some point. I just got to wake up. But everybody, appreciate the support. We actually had a decent amount of people in here tonight, so I appreciate that. And I appreciate the guys for being patient with me while I went through my mental meltdown. Oh, nice thumbnail. Sweet. Now that just pisses me off. But
stop farting over there, Mr.
Everybody, take care. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you guys hopefully next Monday. Hopefully there's some news. So take care, everyone.
It's gonna be on back on my channel.
It'll be on yes, it will be on Bashar's
Monday
channel.
Will be on
49er Minded. So if there is it'll probably be a stream. If Bashar says he's hosting, there will be a stream next week. So
every Monday, whether we have something to talk about or not, every Monday.
I gotta get back into the stream of things. But all right, everybody, take care. Everybody have a good night.
Peace.